Hi guys, today a little comparison between the real race skate and the more recreational skates. I have four skates laying around and I start off with the high-end skate. Why is a high-end skate in comparison to a more recreational skate? Well, we begin with the wheels. The hardness of the wheels, the materials used, the flex in the hubs, the bearings used, the axles used, the spaces used, all made for speed, precision, not for comfort, but to go as fast as possible. So your power transfer, your roll resistance, the speed you can obtain, all made for that. The frames, this is a more recreational frames, but I'm gonna show you an older race frame. Why is a race frame a race frame? Well, it's because they lose as much material as possible, keeping it as stiff and rigid as possible. Kato Motors against other brands has another style of making the frames. They used the dual box system for the race frames, and that's this system. They have an, I hope you can see it, but there's a hollow part running all over the length of the frame. So here it starts and at the end it ends, and that gives over the whole frame stiffness. Why that system is because you don't have to use as many bridges as say power slide. Then we come to the shoe. The shoe is made of 100% carbon. There's no material, it's space grade. There's no material that is as stiff and as rigid as 100% carbon is. For instance, when you have a more recreational skate, like this one, it's made mainly of fiberglass, and fiberglass isn't that stiff as carbon is, it isn't as light as carbon is, it doesn't keep its shape quite as good as carbon does, so, and it's a bit heavier. It's also cheaper to make, so a recreational skate is at the lower end of the market. In the case of this shoe, I think it's mainly made of fiberglass. They say there is carbon in it, and yes, I believe there could be carbon in it. I can't demolish it to see if it is, but it looks to me as painted fiberglass, so it's a bit more heavy. When it comes to the shoe itself is made like a monocoque. Meaning that it's that glued in together that it keeps its optimal performance. Like I said in my earlier video, like this shoe, it's really snug on the feet, and yes, it is made to be snug on the feet. So your technique and everything you do gets the right power transfer, gets the right push, gets the right roll, etc. It also has, like the disc system, it has the newest techniques possible on the shoes. It looks the same as this one, but in reality it isn't. This is a lower grade, this was the former high-end grade. There is also a newer one where the footbed is even more evolved, so to say, but that's the main difference between a race skate and a more recreational skate. Also, the inside of the recreational skate gives more comfort. The race skate doesn't give that much comfort. So yeah, the materials used on this, the wheels are a bit softer, the bearings are just a little bit lower grade. This isn't like I said, the old race frame. I don't have a race frame on that speed skate, but it's more material, it's just a bit heavier, made to absorb shocks, and yeah, when the tarmac isn't that good, or you come against cobblestones or whatever, it's just a bit more forgiving overall. For me, I'm an older skater. I prefer this skate because it just gives a bit more comfort to the whole body, to the knees, to the ankles, to the back, to the whole body. So I use this the most. And maybe you ask, why do you buy a race skate then? Just because the technique in this one is unsurpassed. When I go skating on this one, my technique is just a little bit better than on a more recreational skate. And I like that now and then. I don't like it for a very long distance. Like I said in my earlier videos, I am a long distance skater, not that much a track skater anymore. I do it on the ice, but not on the track on wheels. Now and then for my techniques and etc. But overall, I'm more like a long distance skater, marathon skater, if you will. And I like to get these puppies out just for the technique, just for the feeling on the road. I know when I skate this, I do the best I can do. And on a more recreational skate, it just isn't there. It's up there, but it's not the top of what I can do. So yeah, that's the main difference between like a match grade skate and a more recreational skate. I will show you now also an old power slide skate that I also have laying around. That's this one. The wheels I used on a track in the past a lot. Not a lot, but I've used them on a track. But the frame and the shoe I haven't used that much. When it comes to stiffness of the frame, I don't go into the wheels and the bearings, but when it comes to the this was a match grade frame. It's a Pascal Briand frame. But why is it different than, say, the Kato Motors frame? Well, it's more flat and it has a lot more bridges. Those frames don't have any bridges. This has like, I count them, 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 bridges in it that gives it the stiffness it needs. So there's flex in the part where you need it, but there isn't flex at the parts where you don't need it. The main difference between, say, Kato Motors and Power Slide frames, like this frame, I don't know all other frames, but like this frame, is that where the bridge is, the frame is very stiff. But between the bridges, the frame is just a little bit less stiff. And your control on that frame, I don't find it, but I think a match skater does, loses just a little bit of control, precision, maybe even speed, I don't know for certain, but that's where the Evo systems come into place. I'm sorry, I got a cough. That's where the main difference is between like this, and when you weigh it, this frame is a lot more heavy than, say, the newer. Yeah, you can also see it. There's a lot less material in this frame than there is in this frame. And when I weigh it, this comes out about 300-400 grams heavier, the complete set, than the Kato Motors sets, and especially the match grade set. So there's a main difference. I don't go in the shoe, but this is also like between match grade recreational shoe. I have skated them once, I have skated those frames once, and I have skated the shoe with a rollerblade 3x125 frame that was a very flat frame and also bridges in between. And that's the main difference in build. When I come to this skate, yeah, I only use it on a track and maybe on a rainy day. It's now a rainy day. We had a lot of sunny days, but today I'm gonna do another sport. I also do cycling, and this shoe was a former race shoe, but when you go to the newer shoes, this is quite old, it's like 2012 I think, and this is like the last years, and you can feel big difference between the shoes. This is a little bit less snug, and yeah, the newer match grade is snugger. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I think I forgot some things. I have talked about the hardness of the wheels. I have talked about the bearings, the spacers, the axles, the frames themselves, the shoes themselves, the buckle systems. Yeah, here is the newest system with the disc lock system. Like also on cycling shoes, you see them these days. And yeah, when lacing and a buckle is good, but a disc lock system just is a little bit stiffer on the feet, so your feeling over the shoe is more direct, more precise, less comfortable. But yeah, that's the whole thing. I think it's weight, it's speed, and it's lack of comfort for the match grade, and a little bit more comfort for the main audience, for the more recreational pointed skates. So I hope you found this helpful. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Also, you may subscribe. I have seen that I have like 200 subscribers, more than I ever thought I would get. So thank you, subscribers, for subscribing to my channel, and please subscribe so I can keep those videos up. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.